Jesus is God. I believe this is a Jesus God situation. How you doing, guys? You all right?
You're a believer?
Not really. No, I'm a, you could say, neutral observer. And so, which church are you guys? Is there a particular name of the church, or you guys? So you don't want to be on camera? I can point it over there. You don't mind? Okay.
I'm not of any denomination.
A non-denomination. No, I mean this poster. What?
You can ask him.
Oh, is that for you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, we're born again Christian.
Born again.
Yeah, my name's Godhead.
Nice.
What's your name, buddy?
So Godhead. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No. Are you on YouTube or?
I'm on YouTube. Yeah.
Because I've seen this name.
Oh.
Do you know God Logic?
Yeah, I know God Logic.
Were you on his show one time, or on in his chat or something? Because I'm sure that's where I saw this name, Godhead.
Yeah.
Because last night, I think it was last night, he was doing a live stream and he had a guy called Sig. Is it Sig?
Ah, Sig.
Do you know Sig?
I know. Yeah.
He was supposed to be. Is he here today? Because I thought I might find him. But I've definitely seen that. So this is your. Is this like to do with the Godhead? Is this your channel, or is this actually a church?
No. It's a channel. Yeah, it's a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube channel.
But are you denominational or you non-denominational?
I would say more. If anything, I'm Pentecostal, but Protestant. If anything. But yeah, I'm mostly, obviously, for me, it's about born again Christianity. That's what I believe. You've got to be born again to enter the kingdom of God. So yeah,
and this is your.
And this is part of it. Yeah, like this is basically a real amazing relic called the Shroud of Turin.
Oh yeah. That's very famous.
You can find this relic on shroud.com. So that's S for sugar, H for Harry, R for Romeo, O for Oscar, U for uniform, D for Delta.com, shroud.com. And what you're effectively seeing is the burial cloth of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
So this is definitely where Jesus was. But I thought Jesus was came out and ascended to heaven.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So this is like
Is that like an imprint?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is an imprint of where he was laid for 3 days and 3 nights before he ascended to heaven.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
As per the gospel narrative.
What's with the X-ray and all that jazz?
It looks kind of like X-ray. It's just kind of a certain color. Just
So that's not an X-ray then. Not blue.
So this is so basically what they put this cloth through is an XPA analyzer, and this analyzer is so effective it's used to analyze the surface of the moon.
And it's definitely that's the actual image then.
Correct. Yeah.
But how does it get the image of his face? Because
I know it's amazing.
It's the imprint of his back. Sure, I get that. But how is it this getting an imprint of his hands, his face? These things are not even touching the. Well, I mean, I suppose was he wrapped in this cloth or was he laying on this cloth?
Yes, he was wrapped in the cloth and laying at the same time, kind of that position, basically. Yeah. That's physically, literally, they got that image from this cloth. How is that even possible? I can tell you how. So,
pretty freaky.
Yes, it's kind of interesting. So basically, there was, as per the gospel narrative, on the third day there was a burst of light, which you would get from a resurrection, because when they came to check.
So do you mind if I do the selfie side of this? Because a little bit twitchy when I'm not on camera, or when nobody's on camera. It just like it gets a bit boring.
No, it's all right. It's all good.
So you're saying that on the as they found this cloth, or
so interesting. Like I'm saying, shroud.com, it gives really kind of step by step, real interesting photos and evidence. Really helpful stuff. But basically, on the third day, there was a burst of light. So if you think about a football stadium or soccer stadium, baseball stadium, if you imagine the watts that are required to light up a stadium, think of that times 100 or times 1,000.
And so that burst of light was as big as that.
Yeah, I mean,
at least this is according to I would imagine, the eyewitnesses.
Yeah. I mean, like, to get an image of that significance. So they found radiation on the shroud, and it's that burst of light that produced an image. Yeah, they found radiation on there. That is real blood. This is
Is that actually Jesus' blood then on that?
correct. Yeah.
No way.
100%.
So can they DNA test that?
Yeah, they've DNA tested it. Well, they've DNA tested it, and a lot of it is kept secret.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of it's kept secret.
Interesting.
You know, they see the thing is, the truth of the matter is this.
It was the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah, the Shroud of Turin.
Turing.
So that's T for Thomas, U for uniform, R for Romeo, I for Indigo, N for November. Turin. Yeah.
Shroud of Turin. I've heard of this. I've definitely heard of Shroud of Turin. I just never really explored what it was, or just like people said things, but you hear these like short clips or whatever on the internet, but nobody really explains what the hell. I mean, I really didn't know what it was.
It's amazing.
But
amazing.
if they have Jesus' DNA, would it be possible to clone this?
There is no possible.
Some Jurassic Park Jesus style?
Yeah. Because so
Technically.
yeah. so the chromosome count of a typical human for the Y chromosome, which is what makes us male, is not the same. So that's what they've actually found. And also they've DNA tested. They found the Ark of the Covenant as well, which is kept in Jerusalem as we speak. If they were to, for example, because on the Ark of the Covenant, you would have to. They used to spray blood on the mercy seat.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And basically, the Ark of the Covenant was under where Jesus was crucified.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jesus' blood fell on that, and they tested it as well.
So the Ark was buried underneath his tomb.
So where Jesus was being crucified.
Oh, where he was being crucified on the hill.
Yeah.
The Ark was underneath it.
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. And the blood basically fell onto the mercy seat. Now that's amazing. But it's stuff people can look into. How you doing, brother? Yeah, okay. It's stuff people can look into.
That's crazy. That's I never, because I just don't. I never sort of logically, like, why would they bury the Ark underneath where people are being crucified?
So basically, the Ark of the Covenant has always been. How can I put it? It's like a very precious. It's of great significance because
for the Jews, for sure.
Jewish people. So,
but why would they bury it underneath where Jesus is being crucified?
It wasn't purposely done, by the way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't purposely done.
But it just happened to be there.
It just happened to be there when it was discovered.
Oh.
And there's an archaeologist called Ron Wyatt. Ron Wyatt, he's like a well-known archaeologist, and he was the one that discovered the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay. I mean, has anyone tried to open it and their face melted off, like like Indiana Jones?
Yeah. I mean, some people tried to touch it and they died. Yeah. This is kind of like. You see, the sensitivity of this is so explosive that should, for example, they say, we found the Ark of the Covenant, they will blow up the Alaska Mosque.
Really?
Yeah.
To build the third temple?
Oh, of course, 100%.
Oh, so that's why they've kind of kept it on the wraps a little bit?
Yeah, it'll be too...
Because the Jews would, especially the believing Jews, they would go nuts.
Oh, yeah, they would go.
And it has like major political ramifications at this moment in time.
100%. It'd be like... I mean, but what I believe is going to happen is that a lot of archaeological truth will begin to come out.
Sorry, just give me a second. Well, I wanted to ask, because
when the Antichrist.
You are, actually, I should have asked Bob this as well. Yeah. Do you believe in the red heifer and what is happening with the red heifer?
Yeah,
on the phone.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Don't worry, we'll ask. We'll talk loud. Okay, guys, he's just setting up his camera with a mic so we can talk about this. There's some interesting things going down today. Things are heating up around here, people. Big up. Yeah, it's on me. It's not on you. You have to come around here. We're talking about, we were started with the Shroud of Turin, but now we're talking about the red heifer, and this gentleman's going to set up his
How many watching?
How many watching? Well, it was 40, it's 38 now.
Oh, let me see if they can see
There you go.
come back slowly. Hello, sir and madams. HAFEZ, who's that?
This is my channel.
Oh, but I thought you were Banksy.
I am, but that's my other channel. Well, this channel is HAFEZ. Okay, hold on. He's setting it up. Let's see.
Why HAFEZ?
I like the poem.
Do you know anything about HAFEZ?
Well, I mean, I don't know because I'm a terrible Persian, but I don't know. Maybe you know about Persian history better than I do.
I caught you.
I just know that he's a good poem.
That's
He's a
it.
poet. Yeah.
That's all.
Well, poet, thinker, philosopher.
Where was he from?
Well, I don't know, but I know his tomb is in Shiraz. I think. I think so. Yeah. I'm sure his place of death. His memorial or whatever it is. I think it's in Shiraz. All right. Where would you like to put it so we can stand?
Come back.
Yeah. Shall we stand here? Is that okay? Okay. We'll both be in the shot. You don't have to have the flash on. I don't think the flash is necessary. Your battery's going to die quickly.
I know I should take it off.
No, just turn it off. Are you okay?
Yeah, well,
All right.
I'll probably try and
No worries.
into the whole nitty-gritty. Yeah, brother.
Okay, so we were talking about the red heifer and the third temple. And that right now they built, I thought, an altar to actually sacrifice the red heifer.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on the whole matter?
This is such an interesting question. So I believe that everything, I would say, is in place for basically the
second coming.
the second coming of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So there's a prophecy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that talks about this third temple. Okay, that the Antichrist will be the one sitting in the temple, this third temple, claiming that he's God.
Okay.
And lo and behold, there's actual prophecy. Like, we're actually seeing with our own eyes the preparation for this third temple. So you're not going to see a sacrifice of a red heifer until we see that third temple.
So, but the thing is, some people are claiming that the Israelis have actually built the third temple underneath the current mosque.
If anything,
There's a subterranean temple now underneath the mosque. Is it Al-Aqsa?
so I would say, if anything, I believe, this culture of tunnels goes way back. It goes way back. So I believe that.
So they haven't really built anything new. It was already there, kind of.
Yeah, I think that if anything, they're just getting the foundations in place.
But is it possible to build a temple beneath the mosque without destroying the mosque and building the third temple actually on the location of the mosque?
Well, I think, there are some, when we go into the Old Testament and we look at the requirements for a temple of sacrifice where, you're effectively, shedding animal's blood, should we say the lamb or, a lamb, a sheep, for the sins of, red heifer, for the sins of the people. I mean, I believe that it would be on land, it wouldn't be underground. When you look at things biblically, how it's always traditionally done.
That's what I meant. It was, there was no. I don't remember any tunnel temples.
Yeah.
At least nothing that I've ever seen.
Exactly. So, where is the third temple going to be? When is it going to be built? But one thing for sure, the Bible will show once again its truthfulness and validity when we see that third temple built. That will be another prophecy fulfilled. That look.
And how long after the third temple is built do you believe the second coming of Jesus will be, which will be actually, I would imagine, from the Jews' perspective, the first coming of the Messiah?
Interesting. Well, I think one verse Jews struggle with is Daniel chapter 9, because it clearly says in their book that, and I love the Jews, we're for the Jews.
So the book of Daniel is actually the Old Testament. It's not. Oh, I thought, okay.
Yeah. It's the Old Testament, but it's a prophecy about the Messiah coming the first time and being cut off before the destruction of the Second Temple.
And was that happened when Jesus?
And that's happened in 70 AD, yeah.
So that, 70, oh yeah, of
After
course, Jesus.
Yeah.
So the Second Temple was destroyed after Jesus was crucified.
Correct, and Jesus prophesied it in the Gospels that would happen.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then Paul also, even before 70 AD, said that there will be a third temple in which the Antichrist himself
Will be sitting at the throne.
would be sitting, claiming to be God.
Could this, now I'm going to be a bit more controversial, could this the Antichrist, represent itself as a Muslim?
Very interesting.
Bit of a twist in that story.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I actually believe that the Muslims will rally behind him because he will be, should we say, a leader with benefits. So he kind of claims to be a man of peace, but he really is a man of war. And Obama, you see how he talks so eloquently.
He'll be like that.
He'll be like that times 1,000.
He'll be a very eloquent, well-spoken, charming individual. But then how would we know the difference between him and Jesus?
Exactly. That's another good question, because the Bible tells us who he is. And so, for example, in the book of Revelation, it says, it talks about the mark of the beast. That whoever takes the mark of the beast, which he will ask people to take, so let me just run back a tiny bit real quick. So we will know who the Antichrist is. So you see the issue with Israel and Palestine. He will be the one that resolves it.
So he will he will make peace in the Middle East.
Correct. So
And he's the Antichrist?
100%, according to the Bible. I know, it sounds so crazy. It's like, how can you believe this?
A little bit like counterintuitive.
I know. So you see all of the people that are trying to do it, they're not, obviously, clearly not. But this is an individual. He's a world leader. He comes from the sea of politics.
Donald Trump?
No. It won't be Donald Trump. He won't be the Antichrist.
Donald Trump is not the Antichrist?
No.
You've heard it here first.
Yeah. But 100%, the guy that
The man
brokers the peace, brokers the peace between Israel and Palestine, that is the Antichrist. And what we'll do is 3.5 years will be fantastic.
Oh, so the Antichrist will bring peace to the whole world for 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
That's going to make it kind of hard for us to not believe he's Christ. You see my problem here, right?
you know, there'll be, they're cool about, they talk about the two witnesses. You're going to see a lot of amazing things. The world is going to literally...
I mean, we already have OnlyFans. I've seen some amazing things. Is it going to be more amazing than that?
OnlyFans, oh my gosh. Wow.
I mean, if that's Mark of the Beast, I'm on board with the Mark of the Beast. There's a lot of marks on that beast.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
I'm sorry. I digress. Okay, so the Mark of the Beast, what is that and how does that look? Is it money? Is it like a symbol? Is it an actual mark that we have upon ourselves? Because some people are saying, for example, I don't want to say the words, but the jib jab that we were all supposed to take in the last couple of years, the thing. Some people say that is the Mark of the Beast, that you carry it in your blood. There's some kind of DNA or some nanobot, whatever, and it's in us now, and those who have taken it are now carrying the Mark of the Beast. I'll be honest, I don't feel very beastie, but some say that is the Mark of the Beast. Others say money is the Mark of the Beast. Others, but then there's the whole omen thing with the 666. What is your take on it?
That's funny, man. Good question. So 3.5 years into the peace treaty, it would be for 7 years. So that's another sign to show that this is definitely the Antichrist. 7.5 years, 3.5 years peace, and then the last 3.5 years is the worst the world has ever seen. Now, from the point he says in the third temple, I am God, he's then going to require allegiance. Do you know what I'm saying? He's going to require...
Satan is always legion. We are Legion.
Yeah, yeah. But he's going to be like, you need to prove to me as the God who has brought about world peace, brought about universal pay, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
This world government, this world religion.
He'll probably be a member of the WEF,
Oh, yeah.
World Economic
Oh,
Forum.
yeah, yeah. He's definitely very close.
I would say Justin Trudeau.
Wow. You're already trying to call him out. No, but you see, he's kind of visible already.
He's hiding in plain sight.
Perfect.
More about the conspiracies. man.
Yeah. That's perfect. He's hiding in plain sight. He's visible, but not so visible. But what he's going to require people to take is, you could call it a print tattoo. So you see, there's a culture of tattoos already.
Oh yeah. Everybody's tatted up.
Tatted up. That's deliberate. That's not. Yeah, that's deliberate.
So they've already kind of you could say they're laying the path for us where making tattoos become a normal everyday thing, because it used to be considered, bikers and hussy women and generally people of a low character had tattoos. Even in Islam, actually, funnily enough, it says tattoos are haram. They're not allowed to get tattoos. And there's still loads of Muslims with tattoos all over them. In fact, they write Quranic verses on their skin.
It's
crazy.
It's crazy because it talks about his mark being for rich and poor. So he basically calls of rich and poor, small and great, to take the mark. Okay, so it's 666. So for those in maybe very remote places that can't quite get the RFID chip.
Oh, that's the next one. Yes.
So So it's also it's going to take form of a skin tattoo as well.
Like a barcode where you can just scan it or
Scan it,
QR
just do that,
code.
yeah.
QR code. Watch out for those QR codes
There's going to be something like that, maybe in the form of a sort of skin tattoo.
that you can just bleep in and bleep out.
Exactly.
Pay your money with it, all that jazz.
I think the one that will move real quick is the RFID, because it's people look at it as like the cool thing, and they're already, like in Sweden and in places in Europe, they're already using this technology.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Shops, they've got it already. They open doors with it. They go into a supermarket. They buy everything, whatever they want. They just.
You've seen it?
I've seen it on YouTube. Yeah.
There you go. And why doesn't RFID come into the potential case study? Is because
let's go over there because I want to be in the shot of you.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sorry, I'm always aware of shots.
No, thank you. Thank you. No, the reason why is because it says you cannot buy or sell unless without this mark. So if you can't buy, you can't live. If you can't sell, you can't do business. Do you know what I'm saying? So, all the ways with which we do transactions, money coming in, money going out, all controlled. Of course. And so,
they are already trying to move towards a cashless society, so that's already one step.
And they have.
For the most part,
Yeah, you hear stories all around the world that cash is too expensive.
There are entire stores now, they don't take cash anymore, especially after the 2020 business.
Exactly. Some say no. And in a scenario of COVID again, 2.0. Yeah. Who's going to be doing cash? Physical cash.
Would you consider crypto as involved in that, or is it something, just another phenomenon? Is it in any way tied in? Because right now, countries are trying to release their own, fiat crypto. Essentially, it's tied to their fiat currency, like the British pound crypto and etc. So they are trying to bring that in order to enforce everyone to have that rather than cash.
That's such a good question. Yeah, I think I feel like blockchain is like the foundation of this system, and there's a concept kind of going around which not many people are sort of grasping, and it's called singularity. Okay, so singularity is effectively where you've got this kind of big central brain of like financial flows and outflows and inflows, where also you've got your sort of personal ID,
A lot of people talk about singularity in the sense of AI, but you're talking about it in a global hegemonic sort of financial control system.
That's perfect. Yeah, spot on. Yeah. yeah.
That's
Effectively it. Yeah, that's effectively it.
You heard it here, folks.
yeah. That's effectively it. And it's kind of this, like I said, this big brain, associated with this, maybe, it's AI. And you're able to literally call a person, for example, like, you've got this system, you call the name of the person, all the information comes up. Health records, personal ID, financial records, all there. And
probably from like a retinal scan or the RF chip scan. Boom, it's all there.
Where did they sort of shop last, and have they paid their road tax?
Who do they vote for the last election cycle?
Exactly. Oh, very good point. Yeah.
Because I'm sure those kind of records would be able to predict and sort of look at the trajectory of a particular person's habits and voting habits and where they would most likely fall in the social sort of hierarchy.
100%.
Because I'll be honest, if you watch any movie, especially that movie, the Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, that was the basic premise, was that the computer system would analyze multiple people simultaneously, predict what kind of personality types they have and what they may or may not do and whether they'll be a threat to the state, and they would execute them.
Yeah.
Before they even did anything. They just predict, like, in 10 years this guy's going to do X. So they'll just take him out now.
See, and you make a good point once again, because it's crazy. It's really crazy, because some of these movies, they're giving you some clues.
They're like basically trying to climatize us to the things that are to come.
Perfect.
And that's actually also in movies about the alien, the grey alien, the grey shape, that face, the big eyes, and the round face, pointing.
Kind of like
a lot of people were saying that they introduced that in movies in order to climatize us to a first contact situation.
Yeah.
Men in Black shit.
Because Men in Black. A lot of these guys are into some stuff that the world is just not. I guess they're just not aware. So, like, even with the music industry, movie industry, a lot of them do a lot of seances. They contact the dead. They try and contact the dead.
Yeah, very weird rituals. Bohemian Grove.
Oh yeah, there you go. They get in
on the same page.
You're on the same page, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
we definitely watch Alex Jones way too much.
No, but they push it as conspiracy, but I think yes, there are some conspiracy stories which are not true, but I would say that when you get evidence mixed with when you get the evidence mixed with the unveiled sort of hidden in plain sight type truth, I mean, you've got to kind of be like, let's be honest, truth is truth, and this is what they do. You've got people like Grandmaster Wizards, Bohemian Grove. No, but there's one guy called Zachary. I'm trying to remember his last name. Zachary Knight. But he came out, he was a wizard in Bohemian Grove, and he came out basically saying, because he was one of the guys, he was like there's only 10 of these wizards in the whole world. Yeah, he was one of the main guys. And he's coming out.
He started confessing to
to everything and just detailing. Like the detail you can't explain unless you've
been in there, yeah.
And then you look into the evidence.
Burning of the effigy of the man and
exactly.
the Moloch, the god that they have and all that jazz.
And he's talking about how he got recruited, how others get recruited in. He's quoting names, you do the research and you look at, there's consistency. So what can we do? Yeah, you start connecting the dots and you're like, well, you can't be lying, like, it's truth. So this is the kind of way, like, if we really love truth and we're about truth, let's be honest and look at the facts.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like you said, conspiracy theories, the problem with them is that they throw a lot against the wall and they'll see what sticks.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's a lot of crap and you have to sort of sift through it. But I think that some of that is actually part of maybe the game that the powerful are playing, is that they want to confuse, they throw in a lot of confusions and that's where they hide their intentions and they maneuver through the confusion.
That's the thing, and every conspiracy comes from somewhere. It comes from somewhere, influenced by something. Like for me, in terms of my faith as a born-again Christian, I believe my faith is evidence-based. So they found Sodom and Gomorrah.
They did?
They found the Ark, the Noah's Ark as well. They found the Ark of the Covenant, and then we've got the Shroud of Turin. I mean, what are we like? Come on, there is some historical consistency going on. But this is, I guess, almost. You see, some of these clues and some of these signs, some of these artifacts, relics, should be almost an aid as we search for truth and pursue truth. Because if we ignore it, then what are we looking for? For validating truth.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, certainly. Is it okay?
No, it's up to you.
Okay, come on in.
Brother, a couple
What was your question?
Couple questions. Why do Jews say that Christianity is a pagan religion?
Which one? What about Messianic Jews?
No, I'm asking you. If you answer that without questioning.
No. I don't think all Jews say that.
Majority of Jews say that because when you go to church, you have Jesus Christ, wrong colour, on a cross. Jesus Christ was Falasha.
But which kind of Jews? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, most Jews I've heard from.
No,
Sorry, I'm not a Jew because I need to understand this myself. Because majority of Jews say that Jesus Christ, firstly, was not white. Why have you painted him white?
Well, I mean, there is a theory behind that because Jesus has become a symbolic character to some people. So if you go to Korea, they have a Korean Jesus. In the Philippines, Jesus is depicted more Filipino-looking than Europeans. So, as a figurehead, Jesus is a symbol that people look upon, and they tend to want to make. They say there's an old saying: God created man in His image, but man created God in His image.
I understand that.
It's that sense of wanting to make Jesus one of them.
But it's a bit morass, isn't it? I mean, in the sense that it's not quite clear. What I'm pointing at is the clarity. Why I understand where you're coming from, but it's not a fact.
No, it's not a fact. But what I mean is, when you say the white Jesus, that's because of the same phenomena as the Korean Jesus, as the Filipino Jesus, is that people who wanted to idolize Jesus, but they wanted to idolize him as one of them, and he can only be one of them if he looks like one of them.
So, are you saying? So, can I answer that question?
I could quickly come back to you because you mentioned about.
I was going to answer that question. Sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. So, are you saying to me the West would have adopted a black... it's a question I must ask you. I've come from the East End of London from the 70s, right? I'm a tough and old, I know what it's like being non-white. Okay, I've been here in 1971 with my dad. So I've given you now, as it is, I'm a publisher. So I travel the world, Philippines, you name it, I've done it. And it's only the last 6 years that I've taken this on board, right? And then you think about it, and then you get a lot of Jewish people saying to you, hang on, Christianity is a pagan religion. I thought, what are these guys talking about? And then I looked a bit deeper. I understood where they're coming from. They said they will pray in a mosque, but never in a church.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you're talking about. So you need to be. Language is important. So you need to be clear what Jews you're referring to, because you have rabbinic Jews and then you have Messianic Jews. So the first followers of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth, they were Messianic Jews. So, I mean, the first followers literally who accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as God.
But can I you didn't answer the question. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. What colour was Jesus Christ? I've come to the point. That's what I'm interested in.
I'll get to that. I'm just
It's
making
a distortion, you see.
No, I'm just making a point that when you mention Jews, it's kind of like one sort of whitewashed.
No, it's irrelevant. I think that's not. Listen, you're somebody.
I'll get to the cover.
Did the Lord's Prayer first thing in the morning at school. Went to a Jewish boys' club, Brody Club, world famous. Went to a Muslim home. right? So therefore,
They have a very
we're talking, you know, because my father taught me that everybody's equal, right? Irrelevant. Everybody has a right. I've also met my father's friends from the concentration camp in London with their Tatya, and most of we never say who's Jew, who's Christian. That's not the way I was brought up. But there is misnomer here, which you will not be able to explain to me, because to answer in a simple affirmative way, why is Jesus Christ painted white and blue-eyed? You can't answer it, because I've asked Jehovah's Witness. They can't answer it. Like you said, symbolic. I said, hang on, can you paint me as symbolic? I'm from Pakistan. Can you paint me as English? No, you can't.
The thing is, I'm just. Well, what I'm saying is, if you become a deity or people deify you, and then give it 2,000 years, you may end up looking Chinese, depending on who actually.
No, but in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad we can't paint, right?
Well, actually, no, that's not true. Sunnis can't paint them. Shiites do.
No, they can't.
No, they do. They do.
No. My father's from Iran, so we can't.
Yeah, in Iran.
No,
I'm from Iran.
No, but they can't paint them. Come on, listen.
No, they do. They literally have murals of Muhammad and Ali.
The only thing I disagree with on that side.
From Iran as well.
Yeah,
my father's from Ramadan. The one thing I don't agree with, right, is the Imam Bara, where they make things and.
Yeah, but no.
I don't agree with that. That's
Iran, they have murals of Muhammad. He has the book, and they have Ali, who has the sword with the
Well,
sword.
in Islam, in the Quran, as you know, in the Quran, you
I know,
cannot.
the Quran says you can't have pictures of any human being in the mosque, or even animals. I think they do have some animals. I'm not sure.
No.
But you can't have any images of anything living
because you can't worship it.
Because that would entice polytheism.
Absolutely.
I know that, but when it comes to the Shia position of drawing Muhammad,
I've never seen
the same
it.
as the.
So I can't. I'll be honest with you.
Showed you like
I've never seen
like
it.
that.
I've never seen it.
So you're both Iranian?
My mum,
My
grandma,
father,
both had
my
it.
father's from Ramadan. That's where he's born at. My grandfather. My mum from Pakistan, Karachi. That's where I was born.
Okay, so you're.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand Shiism. I understand. But to me, Islam is one thing. It's just a book. I'm one of those that doesn't work.
So we have the Shroud of Turin.
Jesus was not that colour, please.
We've been having,
I'm
we've
just
been
saying
having a
to
great
I mean,
conversation.
I look like.
No, but that's not Jesus Christ.
I'm from
See,
Iran.
again,
but how
that's
do you know?
distortion.
How do you know?
Because a flasher. He was in between me and you.
No, I believe he was olive
It
skin.
would be more. I would accept more your tones. I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't,
Yeah, he was
not from
slight. No, he was.
that
He was.
part of the
You know the Ethiopians.
Maybe.
Back.
I think you're right. Egyptians, before the Arab sort of colonization, they were much more Nubian and much
Exactly.
more. Yeah,
They were
that is
Nubian.
true. That is
So therefore,
so
just
Jesus
based-
would have been darker.
Yeah. So
It's
based
like,
on that,
it's like, for example, some Arabs.
Look, I'm gonna go a bit further. I'll go a bit further.
Just make one point.
Yeah.
There's some Arabs, right? You say, what color would you say Arabs are? Mostly?
Well, I mean, it's
a Hebrew Jew is the same color as an Arab.
Do you see one? Wait, hold on. Do you see?
Hebrew. Well, they were Bedouins.
Okay, watch. So they would be kind of olive skin as well.
olive skin for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Creamy beige.
Slightly darker because there was no shade in those days as much as we have now.
no problem. So what color was Muhammad?
Muhammad was the same color as me or slightly darker. He was the same
That's
color.
not his depict. That's not how the
That's not
Muslims
his
roll about
depiction.
it.
No. He's not depicted as black or white.
He is depicted as white.
No, white.
Muhammad.
They do depict him as very white. But I will say this:
No, Jesus was.
as a fair point. I will say this: Muhammad, when they describe Muhammad as this white,
So I
person,
said there's a distortion here.
Some people say, some Muslims,
Why Jesus was
they
not
are
that
talking
color?
about
can you
the
see
light that is emitting from
white,
him
whatever it is.
that makes him look white.
Oh, I see. Because he's supposed to
It
look.
can be interpreted as that. You know what I mean? You know how in the Christian paintings they always have Jesus or Mary with a halo.
Yeah.
That's to depict the light that's emanating from them.
Yeah.
It's not like they actually have a halo. It's the light. It's just the artist's impression.
I get you.
And I mean, in some charitable interpretations, they say that's Muhammad.
But you know what, brother? They say, like black people in the hadith, I have the head. Oh, yeah. We are raising heads.
Ethiopians, exactly.
Blessings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. So they say.
But yeah, Muhammad he literally gave two black slaves for one white slave. Bilal was never freed. That poor bastard. Every morning he went and sang the bloody azan at sunrise. He never even freed him after his death. Not even Abu Bakr freed him. It's like, I gave you guys everything.
That's Islam. That's Islam.
Yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong.
They believe in slavery.
I know all of that shit. There's a whole bunch of crap about Islam that
we can get into that as well.
I know. Listen, I'm gonna go for a little wander around, but I will come back. Don't get your phone run out of battery. It's been a pleasure, my friend. I will definitely look for you, Godhead, and we'll I'll catch up online maybe. Take care.